Disclaimer, disclaimer, disclaimer. Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to talk to you about one of the most anticipated regional scholarships in Italy. It is that of the LAZIO DISCO scholarship. Okay, so the 2025-2026 call for application is currently open, and I'm going to talk to you about all that you need to know before sending the application. I highly encourage you, before you send the application for any regional scholarship, please read the call for applications first. Now, what is the LAZIO DISCO scholarship? It is a fully funded regional scholarship offered to current or incoming students going to universities located in the Lazio region. Okay, this is a fully funded scholarship given on the basis of the economic condition of the student and that of merit as well. Who can apply? Bachelor's degree, master's degree, students going for that of the unique cycle. Okay, master's degree of unique cycle. PhD, with exception of students who benefit from a scholarship or other contribution from the university or other institutions. Specialization school, then inter-university courses, provided that the students are enrolled at a university with registered office in the Lazio region and have paid the regional tax for the right to study in the Lazio region. Now, what are the benefits of the scholarship? So, reduced or no tuition, stipends, accommodation, daily meals, integration of international mobility, and that of premi di laurea. So that is for winners of the scholarship in the 2024-2025 academic year who graduated within the legal duration stipulated for a bachelor's or a master's degree program. Okay, what are the universities featured? So in the Lazio region, they've divided it into Roma 1, Roma 2, Roma 3, and other universities in the Presidio Lazio Meridionale, and also those in that of the Settentrionale. Okay, so in Roma 1, we have that of the university, Sapienza University of Rome. In Roma 2, we have Tor Vergata. We have that of Unicamelos Armando Cuccio. In that of Roma 3, we have that of Roma 3, as you know, that of these are AFAM institutions, and then that of Link Campus University. And that of universities in Lazio Meridionale, we have LUMSA, Luis, University of Cassino, etc. The list, this is not exhaustive. There are so many other universities that you can check out. Then in the other area, that of Settentrionale, we have the University of Tuscia and that of the Academy of Viterbo, which is an AFAM institution. Now, the regional scholarship are based on merit and economic. Okay, so for that of the economic requirements for this academic year, the students should be submitting an ISEU of not higher than, okay, for that of, it should not be higher than 27,948.60 euros. Okay, and for that, which considers that of the value of assets and everything of the family, it should not be properties, assets of the family, should not be beyond 60,757.87. Okay, this is the limit for those who will be requesting for that of the scholarship, those who will be requesting for accommodation, those who will be requesting for that of the premi di laurea, and those who will be requesting for international mobility integration. Okay, and then there are some people who will not be going for any of this. They will just be going for accommodation at a reduced rate. And for such a student, that of the ISEU limit is 40,000 euros, and that of the value of their assets, properties that are owned by the family, it shouldn't be beyond 86,956.58. Okay, now let us talk about independent students. So there are some students who would want to apply for the scholarship as an independent student. For you to do that, take note that it's not enough for you to be living outside your family or home. Okay, but you should be living in a place that is not owned by your family, so in an apartment that's not owned by your family, and then you should also be making an income of 9,000 euros a year. Okay, if you do not meet any of these requirements, even one of them, you cannot apply as an independent student. You have to include that of your income with that of your family, for the calculation of the easier OP. Okay, and to do that, you're supposed to revert to the CAF office by that of 10th of December 2025 for the calculation of the easier OP. If not, you're going to be excluded from the rankings. Now, for that of the merit requirements, as you know, students coming in the first year, the calculation is done ex post. So that means at the end of the first year, for them to renew the scholarship and to get the remaining part of the scholarship funds, they'll be required to have merits, okay, to renew the scholarship. So at the beginning, it's just economic, but then entering into the second year, you need that of the merit and the economic as well. Okay, so for the second year, students going for courses, that of bachelor's degree courses, they'll need to have 25 credits. Those going for that of the single cycle, they'll need to have 25 credits. Those going for the master's degree, they need to have 30 credits. And then for the third year, for those going for bachelor's, they need 80 credits. And those going for that of the single cycle, they need 135 credits. Okay, fourth year, for those going for the unique cycle, 135. Fifth year, 190. And then here you can see here, that is someone who for one reason or another is unable to complete the course within a stipulated time, and then maybe they take a break from school for some time and then they return back to school. So for such a student, though, they are required to have 135 credits. Okay, they are enrolled in a bachelor's degree, and for those going for the unique cycle, they need 245. For those going for the master's degree, they need 80 credits. Okay, and if for medicine to renew the sixth year, they need that of 245. And if the medicine student is also, for the course, so then that person needs that of 300 credits. Okay, so you go out of school for various reasons, and then when you re-enter school to continue your studies, you need this to renew the scholarship. Okay, now let us talk about the benefits of the scholarship. So as you know, the benefits of the scholarship is according to the economic condition and that of the category of the students. Okay, so here we have off-site students, here we have commuter students, and then here we have students in seats. Okay, so students who are living near the campus, in the city where the campus is located and everything. And then this is the division of the ESER. Okay, so a student who submits an ESER lesser than or equal to 13,974.30, and then that student is an off-site student. That means they're living far away from where the course is located, like an international student. Basically, that student will be getting that of 7,442.92, and this is with an increment, 15% increment. Okay, because of the type of ESER that they are presenting, which is low, and then because of their category. Okay, and then it also comes with 2 daily meals, okay, which is equal to 600 euros. Then a student who presents this same ESER, okay, this same range of ESER, but then they are considered that of commuter students. So where they live to the campus, it's between that of 45 minutes to 90 minutes. Then that student will be getting that of 4,062.78, which is with a 15% increment, so it's 115. Then with 2 daily meals. Then a student considered in the seat with this ESER, who falls in this ESER category, will be getting 2,587.80, which comes with a 15% increment. Then 2 daily meals. Okay, then a student who presents an ESER between 13,974.30 and 18,632.40 and happens to be an off-site student, the student will be getting the 100% of the scholarship amount, which is 6,472.10 with 2 daily meals. Then the commuter student will be getting 3,532.85, which is 100% of the scholarship. And with that of 2 daily meals, the student considered in seat will be getting 2,250.26 with 2 daily meals. Okay, then a student who presents an is equal or above the 18,632.40 will be getting, the amount will be gradually reduced to a minimum of 3,236.05, then with 2 daily meals. Then this is if the student is an off-site student. Okay, then for the commuter student, he or she will be getting 1,766.43. okay, that's the minimum, 2 daily meals. Okay, then the in-seat student will be getting a minimum of 1,125.13 plus 2 daily meals. Okay, what are the conditions for increment? And one of the conditions for increment is someone who presents an EZ less or equal to 13,974.30. Such a student will be getting 15% increment, and I've already spoken about it. Then a female student who enrolls in courses in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, such a student to be getting 20% increment. Okay, then that of a student who happens to be considered independent because they meet all of the requirements, that student will be getting the same amount as that of an off-site student. Okay, then a student who enrolls in dual program, dual programs at the same time, will be getting that of 20% increment. Then a student with disability equal or higher than 66% to be getting 10% increment of the scholarship amount. Now let's talk about documents required. So as you guys know, for that of those within Italy, you just need the EZ OP. So the ordinary EZ that has been calculated for you, you need to revert to the CAF, and then they are going to calculate EZ U, which is an EZ that gives you access to university benefits. Okay, but for that of the international student, you are required to have the parified version of the EZ U. Okay, and for you to get that, you're supposed to revert to the CAF office affiliated to that of Lazio Disco. You can find the entire list on the Lazio Disco website. Okay, so you're supposed to reach out to them and then submit to them the documents needed for the calculation. So some of the documents that you need include that of a document stating the composition of your nuclear family. Okay, the composition of your nuclear family and how you're related to them. Then also you're supposed to state that of the income of each and every family member, for the year 2023. Okay, as you can see here, for the year 2023, anyone that is part of your family that doesn't earn, you need to show evidence. So an example, if the person was laid off from work, if the person is in school, you need to show that of the proof. So admission letter, resignation letter, any other letter that shows that the person is currently not earning. If the person is sick, you need a letter from the doctor stating that the person is not physically well as at that period. Okay, then you also need a document with details of the assets of your family, properties and everything owned up till 31st of December 2023. So from that of the 1st of January till 31st of December 2023. Okay, then you also need to include any financial instrument owned by your family. Then also you also need to include that of the rental agreement or that of the amount that you pay for your family's residence. That is if you guys are renting the family residence. Okay, so all of these documents, you compile all of this and then you're going to present it to the CAF office for them to use it to calculate the EZ UP. Take notes, the CAF will ask for additional documents, that including that of your education as you are coming to study here, details about the university that you've gotten and everything, your previous education. So you can know the specifics of that additional document that will be required from the CAF office when you reach out to them. But then all of these documents, you are supposed to translate them into Italian and then get them legalized. But then reach out to the CAF and it'll give you the specifics according to your country of origin. please take note that no form of affidavits or anything like that will be accepted. So revert to the CAF to know the specific for your home country. And then for that of the amounts, the income and everything, your assets, it will be expressed in your home currency, but then it should be converted to euros. And then for the conversion, use what you can find on the that of the Lazio Disco website. So the link is here. If you go onto the website, you're going to find it. Use that conversion. The authority that will be giving you this document, let them use that conversion to convert from your home country, your currency, to that of the euros. Okay, particular cases, students coming from particularly poor countries, for them what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to revert to that of the Italian embassy in your home country, and then they're going to give to you a document that states that you are not known to come from a family with high economic status. Okay, that is the document that you're going to present to the CAF, which they are going to use to calculate the ISEE-UPI. Then students who are requesting for that of international protection and everything, you're supposed to revert to the CAF as well, so that you know the details that you're supposed to present for the calculation of the ISEE-UPI. Now here's a list of that of particularly poor countries. So you can see the list here: Afghanistan, Angola, Benin, Chad, Cambodia, Ethiopia, Gambia, Guinea. You can see here Liberia, Lesotho, Mali, Malawi, Rwanda, Sudan, Togo, Uganda, Ukraine, Zambia, Tanzania. So you just look at the list. If your country is part of the list, then you're going to revert to that of your Italian embassy for that of the documents required for the scholarship. Now, take note, in the COF application, Lazio Disco indicated that there are only some students, category of students, that are allowed to request for the document from their local embassies in Italy. Okay, so such students can revert to their local embassies here in Italy to get the document that is required for the scholarship. And for those students, they need to fill this form. Okay, it's Allegato D. When you go onto the website, it's there. You fill all of this, write the name of your embassy here in Italy, your local embassy here in Italy, everything, fill all of these details, declare your family, declare the income and everything, and then send it to your embassy. They are going to add the needed stamp, everything that needs to be added to it, and that is what you're going to send to the CAF for the calculation of the ISEE-UPI. And such students are those here, those coming from particularly poor countries. Okay, once your local embassy here in Italy, after you're done filling this and they give the needed authorization stamp and everything, you are then going to go and legalize it at the prefectura here in Italy and revert to the CAF for the calculation of the ISEE-UPI. Okay, so that is what you need to know. Now let us talk about the process of making the application. So the first phase is the transmission of the application online between 10th of June to that of 22nd of July 2025 at 12 p.m. Italian time. You're going to send the application on the Lazio Disco website. The publication of the provisional rankings will be out by 29th of July. Okay, with eligible and excluded students. Then the second phase will be from 30th of July to 11th of August. But in this period, it's not for sending the application. It's for students in the provisional rankings. They'll need to access the sites. Those who need to make corrections will make the needed corrections and everything. And then the definitive ranking list will then be published as follows. So those going for accommodation, the definitive ranking list will be published by 16th of September 2025. Then those going for the scholarship, the definitive ranking list, those going for the scholarship and the integration of international mobility, the definitive ranking list will be out on 10th of October 2025. Then those who meet the requirements and will be getting the Premio di Laurea, the ranking list, the definitive one, will be out by that of the end of the second semester 2026. Now let's talk about deadlines. Okay, as you know, the that of the completion of the scholarship, the deadline is 22nd of July. Then between 30th of July to 11th of August is the period for you to make needed changes. 22nd of July is that of the deadline by which students within Italy are supposed to request for the ISE that gives access to university benefits. Okay, then 10th of December is the deadline by which students, international students, are supposed to have presented the ISE UP. So that's the deadline by which they are supposed to have requested the ISE UP from the CAF office. Okay, then when we come for those international students who will be getting their own accommodation and everything, 29th of November is the deadline by which you should have signed a contract, okay, that of an accommodation contract. And then 27th of December is the deadline by which you're supposed to enter the details of your contract and everything on the LAZIO DISCO website. Okay, for that of the deadline for applicants going for accommodation, okay, the 10th of December 2025 is the deadline by which you're supposed to complete their university enrollment by uploading in the profile section, okay, that of documents, even if temporary, relating to their residence permit. They also need to regularize that of their position on that of, you know, the ranking list and everything. Then 10th of February 2026, that is also the deadline for non-applicants, those who didn't go for accommodation or probably didn't get accommodation. They need to complete their university enrollment. They need to upload documents regarding that of the residence permit, even if provisional or with the receipt. They also need to regularize that of their competitive position. Okay, so they need to eliminate any form of, you know, inconsistencies present in their portal and everything. Yes, so that is it for the COF applications. If you have any questions, you can leave it down in the comment section and I'll be there to answer. If you found value in this video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I'm going to see you in my next video where I show you how to send the application for LAZIO DISCO. Bye.